All right, guys, welcome back to another Mommy and Me Monday episode. Of course, if you did not know, if you've been living under a rock, I am Brii Renee, straight from the A.
And I am the original Miss Renee from the A.
Anyway, y'all, we're gonna say that. But welcome back to another episode. We appreciate everybody that's been streaming and listening on all of the audible platforms, Apple, Spotify, everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. We are now streaming. So thank you for the support and everybody that even went back and was like, I watched the episodes on YouTube, but I wanted to go back and listen on audio. We love that. Thank you so much. And that's how we, can start getting to the coin. So go listen to that on all your Audible platforms, Apple, Spotify, everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. All right.
And we get 85 South.
Oh, yeah. And you can catch us on Channel 85. Shout out to all the 85%ers out there. We are part of the fam. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us as well. And, welcoming us into the 85 South family. And, of course, everybody that's been streaming and watching and subscribing to the YouTube channel, y'all the OGs, the day ones, the ones that's been since the ground up. And we're going to keep rocking with y'all and keep bringing y'all these raw, unfiltered, multi-generational conversations where we just keep it a buck with each other about everything. And when I say everything, I do mean everything. All right, so let's just jump right into today's episode.
Jump in.
She thought she was about to say something. Anyways, today is kind of like I want to know. It's like I'm starting the episode off with I want to know, but I want to know, like, what are all the lessons that you feel like, the things that you feel like you preached to me my entire life, and I just wouldn't get it, and it wouldn't go like through my head, and I wouldn't like, or even then, now that I'm an adult, you realize like, damn, I tried to teach you that, and you just still didn't get it. What are those lessons that you feel like I didn't get? Or lessons that you feel like you wish you had taught me. So,
when
your time comes, I know it.
One of the lessons that I wish that you would have gotten, and I look back now, and I realize that it's still a character flaw of mine, and that is being too open and honest with people. Too trusting of people, and
gullible.
Yeah, and that's a character flaw of mine as well. I mean, it's different because sometimes we know, okay, we don't trust the strangers. Okay, we know we put our guards up to certain things and certain people, but even when those people are close to us, we still have a tendency of letting our guards down. And those are the very snakes that end up getting in and biting us. You find yourself in situations like, damn it, and that you realize that wouldn't have happened to you but for the fact that that person was close to you.
Well, betrayal never comes from an enemy.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And so I try not to beat myself up too much about that. And I realize that that's a flaw that, a trait that I tried to instill in you, and you still didn't get it. And I can't really blame you that much because I'm still dealing with it, So,
and that's something I think even Buzzo, like maybe that's a family trait that we have.
Yeah.
Because even Buzzo used to preach that to me. Like my uncle, he used to say like, oh, everybody ain't your little friend and you can't trust them, and then act like your friend and smile in your face. He had his own horror stories of dealing with friends in his own life.
Right.
So I think that's something our family struggles with.
Yeah.
Dare I say a generational curse?
No, well, I don't know how you look at it, but we've just been a family of givers, family of trusting and welcoming and embracing. We used to be a little joke about, my grandmama, and we used to always say Buzzo, took after her. He would bring home every stray he would pick up on the street, just a total stranger. Oh, come on in, my friend, you can, come on over. We'll give you something to eat. Need a place to stay? Sure. You know, it's like, hey, you just met this, you know, well, don't worry about it. They're my friend. They're okay. They're just, you know, just down on their luck, you know. And that's, unfortunately, you know, people have figured out how to manipulate us. And that, yes.
I see something that said like givers should set boundaries because takers rarely do.
Yeah.
The givers should set the
Boundaries because takers rarely do. And that's true. Takers don't set boundaries. You're like, and I've realized even in my own life, I'm just a mark.
Not a market.
A mark. Marked. You know, for takers. You know, it's like, hey.
I know that's
Yeah.
what Callie be like, you a mark.
Yeah. You know, so it's like people see your spirit and, you know, you mean it for good and they mean it for evil.
Yeah.
And they take advantage. Yeah. They take advantage of that. And you find out, next thing you know, you're in a world of shit.
But you know what? Sometimes, maybe this is my coping mechanism, how I deal with it. But sometimes I kind of know when somebody is taking advantage. I might not say nothing. I might not stand up. I might not fight for it. But because I always feel like whatever you trying to use me for, you really just using God. Like, God gave me these blessings. God,
Yeah, that's true. But
you think you getting over on me, but you really getting over on him.
Yeah, but the lesson and the pain that comes with that a lot of times is a lot for you to bear, to endure.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah,
God probably was like, I didn't tell you to go out there giving it all away.
Right. And so, you know, when God gives you and people take from you and misuse you and abuse you, yeah, we have to then go back and rely on God to fix it and to get us out of those situations. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that that bitch used me, took advantage of me, you know, and now I'm having to deal with, you know, the repercussions of that. Yeah. So, and I think that's just a family, like you said, it may be a family flaw, you know, to some degree. Because my grandmother would just open the doors would be on welcome hinges, you know. It would just swing open, you know, grandmama, big mama welcome in and everybody in the house. And, you know, there was no ever a stranger. She never met a stranger, you know, come over. And that's just who we are as people, you know.
Well, I pick up learn from that because I ain't never met a stranger, but can't nobody stay with me. Can't nobody stay with me. I know. I don't even have a guest bed in my bedroom in my house no more.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, we and even now I find myself, you know, I go to lunch, I go eat, we all eat. You know, whoever's in my company, whoever, you know, we're together. It'd be 100 people. If I'm going to eat, everybody's welcome me, and that's just, you know, that's just who I am, and that don't bother me.
But I will get the blessings, even like I'm saying, like I think that people think that they're getting over us, on us, or misusing us, or taking advantage. But in the end, our pure hearts will prevail.
Yeah.
And all the greater good will return to us givers.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I believe that. I believe that. Because no matter what people take from me, how people have used me and abused me, I'm not lacking for anything.
Right. You got everything you need.
I'm not, and more. I got more than what I need. God has allowed me to enjoy some of the pleasures, the desires, and, you know, toys of my life, you know. So
I got everything I needed more.
Yeah. So I'm not missing anything. Yeah. And that's just a testament of the way we live our lives, you know. To much is given, much is required.
What other lessons do you feel like I didn't get, or it was so hard for me to get, or maybe you think I'm just not getting it?
Learn to listen a lot more. Everything, learning to close this and open this a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you got to get to the point where you feel lost in order to shut up enough to listen. Because, like, if you don't know where you're going, or you think you know it all, that's why you're not listening to nobody else. You think you know it all, but once you realize I know nothing at all, I'm lost, or I'm trying to figure it out, I need some help, then it's like I'm all ears because I need the help.
Yeah. But, you know,
I mean, that's part of the humbling process that gets you to that point where you can listen.
Yeah. That might be. But yeah, you were always always one to challenge. Some kids, like your sister, I could say, hey, this is the rule, this is this, that, and then get challenged. Not to say that she didn't do things right. That not to say that she didn't, do it her own way or try to, go around the rules or whatever, but you were going to challenge it, and there was going to be a debate why you was challenging it.
Because I need you to prove to me that you know what you're talking about.
I didn't have to prove to you shit. I didn't have to prove to you nothing.
But how do you think that, how do you navigate that space as a parent, with allowing your child to be naturally inquisitive or challenge things? Because that has helped me in a lot of ways, being opinionated and having my own mind, or not following the crowd and being a critical thinker, right? So how do you navigate that space as a parent when your child is
mouthy and just won't shut the hell up?
Those weren't my words, but
yeah. You pray to God a lot. You call your mama a lot, and you calm yourself down, and you realize the fact that you're dealing with the child. You're dealing with somebody who you want to grow and to be this critical thinker, this independent person, this person that's not going to be a follower. And then you hold back your emotions, because had I allowed my emotions and my temper to get the best of me, plenty of days you may not have made it. Mm-hmm. Because with that opinion and with that critical thinking mind of yours, and with that, that energy of yours, it was always a challenge. It was always a tit for tat.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I just have to pull rank. Well, why can't I do something? Why? Because I said so. Shut the hell up. That's it. That's it. Because I said so. Because I'm mama and I can say it, and that's the way it's going to be.
Well, that just wouldn't quite do.
I know that it wouldn't quite do to you, but it did for me. Yeah, I just have to just lay the law down. Sometimes put your feet down. Sometimes as parent, we just got to outrank you.
Yeah.
I
don't like being outranked.
Sorry. You're going to always be outranked. Because no matter how grown you get, how old you get, you're going to always be the child.
I just realized, what you meant by being outranked. Duh.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to get my own ranking.
Then you get your own rankings in your house, baby. Then when you pay the cost to be the boss, you can have your own ranking in your house. You will always be outranked. And then me, I'm always be outranked. As long as my mama's living alive, I'm always outranked.
But why my grandma didn't never come in and save the day like other grandmamas do? She never intervened, and
she did intervene in a lot of ways.
She never was like, don't hit my grandbaby like you be.
Well, because my mama know me and know my temperament. If I hit you, she knew you needed it.
No.
Yeah. If I was
went along with whatever you see.
No. Now, mama would do, she would sit and say, well, you did such and such, or, think about it now. So we would have those type of conversations. But she knew that I was always rational, too.
Yeah.
I was never irrational to the point where she had to come and intervene. Now, same way with me. If teachers discipline the kids and they need it, I've got to be rational and say, okay, I as a grandparent, I got to step back. I got to allow that to happen. So you learn to be rational.
Do you feel like there are any things that I just didn't get? Like you said, you feel like I'm learning to get.
To shut the hell up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen.
Yeah.
I'm learning. You see that growth, even though I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
Some lessons you get quicker than others.
Yes.
But do you feel like there are any that I just never got? That you wish I would have gotten?
No. I mean, sure, parents, we want you to make sure you can clean your room, clean your house, cook. Well, those things, you had to grow to a certain point where, okay, keeping your room mattered to you. So now you're going to do it because it's your house, cooking.
And because I realized the correlation of how my mind feels when my room is dirty.
Cluttered.
My head feels cluttered. I can't think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I require that. But what are some lessons that you feel like I just got off the bat? Or like dang, I thought that would have been harder for her to get, but it wasn't. Like that was easier than I thought.
How to navigate life.
You think I got that off the bat?
I think
Wow.
so. I think you realize.
Well, I'm really pretty good at faking it till I make it.
No, you got the fact of knowing that you're not. You know, I used to preach to you all the time that the world didn't revolve around you. You thought that every time the world had to stop because this is what Sabrina wanted and required or needed or thought she needed. And you got that, hey, you might be beautiful, you might be smart, but, you're not going to be a dumb blonde. You realize that you got to have more than your looks and things to get through in this world. How to navigate this world. You got to have some brains with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you picked that up really quickly and got it and realized that, in order to survive, you got to have some traits. Every parent wants to make sure they feel, as a parent, to me, success is knowing that I've equipped you enough to be able to take care of yourself. To me, that's success as a parent. I mean, I don't care what are the other accolades that comes with that. How successful you were as a person. Your fame and all that doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit about that. My concern as a parent is to know that that you have got to be able to take care of yourself. And what does that look like as a parent? Can you go out there and get a job and survive? Yes, you can. Can you handle yourself in a relationship with a man? Yes, you can. Have I given you enough core qualities so where you can raise children and raise successful children? I believe I have. Whether I've given you some values to understand, to pass on to your children, some of the basic principles in life, honor, respect, dignity, those things. Have I taught you that, you need to have a foundation and a relationship with God? Yes, I have. So as a parent, I think I've done my job. And to be here to support you along the way. Now, what does that look like? Doesn't mean that I've got to be your amen corner. Doesn't mean that I've got to agree with everything you do. It doesn't mean that I've got to finance everything, every whim you go off on. But that means that when you are putting forth an effort to do whatever it is you need to do in life, and if I can give you that little extra boost, whether or not it's financially or supportively, spiritually, or whatever, then I'm willing to do that just to help you get to the next level. But I think as a parent, we have to still, sit back and allow you to go out into the world and to make certain mistakes and to, to be there when you've experienced those pitfalls and to help pick you up, dust you off, and put you back out there.
Yeah. I feel like, were there any lessons that you thought I got, but then you'd be like, damn, you didn't ace that as much as I thought you did?
No, because I think I'm a pretty good teacher. You can't lose with the stuff I use.
Okay. That should be your tagline instead of taking mine.
Yep. But no, because I don't think there's ever a final exam.
Yeah, like you learn everything.
Yeah, I don't think that there's ever, when it comes to parenting, I don't think I'll ever be saying, oh, she got that, or she found.
Yeah.
Because life is so evolving.
I think in different seasons you think you have more, like you might have it more in this season, and the next season you might not have that down pat. Like it's constantly changing because the levels are constantly changing.
Absolutely. And life is constantly changing.
Yeah.
You see, some things
I worked the job, and when I worked the job and I knew I could just go to work, make money, I was way better at I feel like I had better money management skills because I could calculate and expect. I knew how to budget better. You know what I mean? I could handle my business better. But I think once I ventured off into entrepreneurship, which I thought I had because I had so much business structure and budgeting when it was consistent, I thought that, okay, I'm just going to transfer that over. But it's like,
You gotta learn to juggle.
yeah,
You see, and that's one thing about being in business too. You learn in business you gotta juggle a lot of things too.
it's like I got to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Oh, absolutely. And then you have to beg and borrow from Mary too. So
Mary, please.
yeah, you got to learn to do it all. And then there is no perfect way or world.
Yeah.
We're all learning as we go.
Mm-hmm.
We're all figuring it out as we go. And I don't think we ever get a chance, the opportunity to sit back and say, you were totally successful. You got all that. Nah, we're still learning. We're growing.
Yeah.
And we're still knocking down barriers, as we grow.
I wish I had known when I was younger and you were like working your 9 to 5 and then, venturing off into your own businesses. I wish I had have known that one day I would be an entrepreneur and I would have paid more attention. Like I would just be around, like how Morgan is just around.
Mm-hmm.
I would just be around. But I think that had I known that this is what I would end up doing, I would have paid more attention to little things that you can't necessarily articulate to teach me, but I could witness and learn.
Now, well,
You live and you learn.
yeah. But I think that as a parent, we should try to teach our kids as much as we can. Some people would object, say, well, you shouldn't tell kids this, you shouldn't tell them that. But I think it's okay to share things with your children as long as they've got the mental capacity to understand. Share things with them. Things are important. Let them understand that, life is real. The struggles of life is real. And share with them how to handle it. I think that kids today don't really get to see the real struggle of family, finances, things of that nature. People just, don't worry about it. And then they, kids grow up either thinking money grows on trees.
I was going to say, these kids think money grow on Apple Pay.
Yeah, money grows.
Apple is not paying for this. I am paying for it.
Right. They think money grows on trees. They don't understand that the value of things. I think that goes a long way. When we've stopped teaching our children values.
Yeah.
Not just value when it comes to money, but value when it comes to themselves, their bodies, their life, their everything. There's a value to it all.
Do you think that with the accessibility and technology that the value of those things are lessening?
We in society have diminished the value of everything.
Yeah, like you don't really have to work hard anymore. There's literally a machine that will do most of your work for you.
And see,
isn't that crazy? People are going to be out of so many jobs, but it's like nobody really wanted those jobs. I ain't gonna say nobody, but a lot of the grunt work or admin and script, even writing, is crazy. I think it's gonna lack creativity and lack, human ingenuity, but it's very possible to do a lot of things without even having human being employees.
I get it. And sometimes as an employer, you wish you had more of those robotic machines to do a lot of the AI software. Right. So you don't have to worry about sorry-ass employees. Those that don't want to come to work, or those that just want to come to work and get their paycheck. Those that don't want to, that don't see the whole, the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other hand, you have those employees that are just wonderful. The ones that you wish you could clone. So you wish that, you had 10 of them. I've got a few like that myself. Some Latinos, I say Latino, Hispanics, I mean. A couple of African-American ones, several. So, I mean, you run into a situation where unless and it's those individuals that get it, that you want to clone, that really do see the value in things, that have been taught the value in things. But it's those that don't see the value in things, are the sorry ones that only want to come to work for their paycheck and want to talk shit while they're doing it. Those are the kind of people that you be like, your mama them didn't teach you nothing.
Yeah.
You not understand that in order to get here, we got to get here, so.
Because you a boss or employer, what skills do you feel like I have or don't have as if I was an employee? Like my work ethic. Because I think that you classify my personal when I ask you what skills or
your work ethics. Oh, baby, you have a punctuality problem.
But
ain't no but. You asked me a question.
But
you have a punctuality problem. Time-ish. You see, my thing is, in the way I was raised, if I'm on time, I'm late. I should have been there at least 15 minutes earlier.
What was going to happen in the 15?
It don't matter. Anything could happen. I need to get there, catch my breath, gather my thoughts, make sure that I'm prepared for whatever I'm about to encounter. See,
my breath caught.
You want to run up you want to spend the last millisecond catching your breath,
like skating by the hair of my.
See, I can't. See, that's what I don't.
It gives me thrill.
Okay, so that one thing I tried to instill in you, you didn't get, and that's what really really irks me. Even to this day, you're one of those people where I have to say, if I need to be there at 2:00, you be here at 12:30.
No, not that.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 12:30.
Maybe 1.
12:30. 12:30. If we need to be somewhere at 2:00, I'm gonna tell you 12:30. 1:00 max.
I'm not that bad.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are. Put it like this. I hate waiting on anybody.
That's your problem.
It irks me to have to wait on you.
Should have been so early.
No. No,
but you know what? I did see that Steve Harvey said that late people are more successful because they have learned how to get more done.
No.
And show up and show out.
No.
Even with being late. We will wow you. I'm going to give you so much more of what you expect or what you were expecting and be late and to the point that you're going to forget I was even late.
No. Late people irritate me.
So if I work for you, I'll be fired.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fired.
Absolutely.
You're rehired.
And you're fired again. Yeah, I can't stand being late.
Okay, what else? That's it.
That's the only thing that comes to mind right now. I'm sure as we talk, I'll think of something else. Yeah, but I can't stand that.
What's something you feel like your mama was trying to teach you that you feel like you wish you had got sooner? You might have got it, but you still wish you had got it sooner. Or maybe you still ain't got it yet. So you said we all still working, growing, learning.
Mama still say to this day, quit being so damn naive. She tells me all the time, you got to stop being so trusting. Quit being so damn naive. Now, she tells me that even to this day.
But it's like, how do you walk around with them? And I feel like that too about myself. But it's impossible or it's very hard.
Gotta have your guard up at all times.
Yeah, but it's so hard for me to walk around like that because I don't think like that.
Me either.
Like I don't, and that's all.
And that's what I tell.
I don't know how to think like a criminal,
right?
Or think like a like.
And that's
I don't know how to protect myself,
right? Right. And I don't know. I think that's just a flaw because my mind. I naturally don't think of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
I don't wake up in the morning thinking of how I'm gonna get over on a person or how I'm gonna mistreat this person or how I'm gonna steal this.
You know how some people see the opportunity and then they will take it. I don't see the opportunity.
Me either. That's not my. I don't think like that. So that's not how. I'm constantly thinking. Not that Mama thinks that way, but she's always so.
I think she's been through so much. She's just naturally
so protective. Yeah, she's just naturally guarded of everything and everybody. Be like, hey, I ain't got no friends. Hey, Mom, I ain't got no friends. I want to buy. I ain't nope. And that type of, hey, Mama, the person speaking, Jones, what do you want? that type of person, that type of thing. Somebody just
To be like, why are you like this? Like, that seems like such a miserable life to live, but it's really not. I mean, it might be, but I'm saying, like, I think that she's like that because of the world has made her this way.
Yeah, the world is hard
To be like guarded.
Yeah, at all cost. And perhaps we could stand to guard ourselves.
I think it could be a compromise.
Yeah.
I think that if we met in the middle, we would be like the perfect mixture of guard and open and warm and inviting.
It is.
But protected.
Right. When you guard it like that, you're not warm, you're not open. And I don't ever want to come across as this stiff, stuck up biddy,
Yeah, and that's my superpower. I feel like that is one of the things people are drawn to me or like about me, is because looking at me, they always think, they be like, oh, I thought you were going to be rude, or oh, I thought you were going to be stuck up. But it's like when I enter the room, I speak to everyone. I'm not waiting for, you know what I mean? I just have like a Southern hospitality, but also I'm extra friendly.
Right.
I'm like too friendly sometimes, to the point that it's like, I don't want you to think I'm dick riding. But, you know what I mean? Or like up your butt, kissing your ass. But I'm just nice, naturally. Unless I'm really like, and I think that's what aggravates me, because when I am going through stuff, people always can tell, because I don't be mean. I'm just short. That's what it is. I feel like mute or numb. Short. It's like, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Like, I have no energy. I'm coasting on 10%. I don't have the extra to give.
Right.
Yeah. I'm working on that. Are there any things you wish... are there anything that I have that you wish you had gotten? Like lessons or skills or...
No, because I know that God made me the way He made me for a reason, and
so I don't feel like it's nothing you can learn from me.
No, I didn't say there's anything I could learn from you. I just say that He made me who I am, and when it's time to make changes, He will allow me to make those changes. No, because I look at you as an extension of me. We're kind of one and the same.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, let me use your credit card.
No, I didn't. That's a different
one and the same.
Oh no, you used it a couple times. Your bills have shown up on my card a time or two, and they never could explain how that happened.
No, because we one and the same.
No, I think you put your name the same way I put my name on the same credit card from the same company. Somehow or another, that your bills were getting on my account. True story.
No, true story. What do you think that you feel like you can learn from me?
I already have the drive. I've got the looks. I've got the wit. I don't know. I mean, what do you think you can teach me?
Girl, a thing or two.
Okay.
I don't think you know how to deal with men. I think you could have learned that from me. I think
I don't. But here's the thing: I don't desire to.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I'm saying, but that's something I could teach you. I think that that would be something you would.
If I wanted to,
right?
But I think I could teach you a thing or two if I was in that relationship.
You might. Yeah, got some old school player. I think that even though people say you look like me,
but back the hell up. I don't look like you. You look like me. I'm the original. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you ever capitalized off of your looks.
I don't need to. Why? Why should I capitalize off my looks?
Like, you could have gotten a lot further.
A lot further than what? I'm okay with where I am. See, you got to want to go
sooner or faster. Not further, but maybe you could have gotten there sooner.
I don't know. I've never been one to God gave me a look. My look is my look. I've never been vain about what brings me to one of the questions you asked. You were so damn vain coming up as a kid. That irked the hell out of me.
What when you say that, what was I? What made me vain? I never walked around like, oh, everyone bow down.
No. Let me back that up. You had a vain habit.
Because I enjoyed looking at myself
Yeah.
in the mirror.
Yes.
I'm exploring myself. How do you not know that I wasn't saying affirmations or I wasn't giving myself confidence? Or
You may have been.
I don't know what I was doing. I was a hater.
I know I'm not. I wasn't a hater, but you would always find the time to do that shit while I'm driving in the mirror on the drive.
Man, you worried about what's going on the road. I'm focused on me. I don't understand how that even bothers you.
That bothered the hell out of
Just
me.
because you want to control everything.
That wasn't controlling anything.
What? You don't need a passenger seat driver. Why did I need to be paying attention to the road?
But you would always have my visor mirror down. Get the hell out the mirror. You know what you look like when you stepped out in the house. You know what you look like now. You know what you look like when you gonna get where we're going.
No.
Why do you got to stay in the damn mirror?
Sometimes you might have something in your eye. You might, want to retouch your lip gloss. Sometimes you might find a beautiful feature about yourself.
Every damn day.
Find a feature about yourself you didn't know existed. You might think about things. You might be like, wow, okay, I'm not really feeling this hairstyle, or dang, this would have hit if I had baby. Like, it's so many things you could have been thinking about. But what do you think? I'm sitting there just telling myself, oh, you're so beautiful.
I'm just trying to figure out why the hell you got to stay in the mirror all the time.
I might have been thinking, what if my way to think is to talk to myself in the mirror?
You got a point.
Yeah, what if that's how, it's a lot of people like that.
Okay.
Like, they stay in the mirror and say, you got this. Get out there and kill it. What if I was pumping myself up every day? You reach over and slam the thing up.
I never heard those. You got this. You're pumping yourself.
Because you was already hating on me not saying nothing. Nobody had to just been quiet, so I didn't get hated on even more.
Yeah. You never expressed that. Is that was your way of motivating yourself or exploring some things? You were just always in the damn mirror, just looking. I'm like, get out of the.
What do you why that bothers you? I'm not just speaking. There's no sound being made. You just don't like the fact that I'm looking at myself. I'm not staring at nobody else. I'm not gawking. I'm not pointing. I'm just looking at myself in silence, and that aggravated you. Yeah. So what was your point? Do you feel like I grew out of that?
I don't know if you grew out of that because you just don't ride with me that much every day.
I know.
Every day.
So, but I have been like that, and sometimes driving like with the visor down and be looking. I'm like, okay, girl, you driving. Put the visor up.
Right.
But I be in deep thought.
Okay.
I don't be just.
Well, then that's something that I didn't catch. Something as a parent I didn't pick up.
Maybe you should have asked questions.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Get the hell out
thinking about? What's the point of this? Ask questions. Parents, ask questions before you just judge or assume, because you thought I was just doing that out of vanity, and I really wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I don't think it was just straight out of vanity. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's something that as a parent, I guess I could have learned, to not automatically assume that it was for vain purposes, that you maybe were pumping yourself up or maybe motivating yourself. I just thought that you were just
admiring my beauty. I know this probably were admiring my beauty, and you probably was so upset that I had my own beauty to admire.
Oh my God! Okay,
that you just couldn't.
Okay,
saying it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's time for the record. Do you have any for the record?
No.
For the record, I have no idea what I was doing in the mirror, but I do do that still. I don't know what I was doing, but I know.
So you was just aggravating the hell out of me because I would always say something about it.
No, I genuinely do it. I still do it even when I'm in a car by myself, but I literally just be thinking. I don't know why with the mirror. I don't know.
Okay. So for the record, parents, just ask the questions. Yeah. Ask more questions because you could have had a legitimate point there.
Yeah.
But yours wasn't legitimate.
No, it could have been. I just have no idea what the significance of that was.
Okay.
I can't say for sure. It might have been different times and different reasons.
Okay. So I want to know.
Okay.
So I want to know, what do you think that you got or you could have gotten a lot sooner than when you got it? Lesson-wise, for me.
Mm, what do you think I could have gotten a lot sooner?
Yeah.
I think for sure shutting up, learning when and how to hold my tongue, not picking every battle. Because even Nana used to say that when me and you would get into it, it's just like, just please learn to shut up. Like, just stop talking. And I feel like I always felt like I had to have the last word. And obviously, I'm in my 30s and still working on that. So I feel like I could have gotten that way sooner because I have been literally going through this lesson my entire life. I think it's a lot of things I could have gotten sooner, but maybe not necessarily from you. Like in my 20s, in dating and money, I think I allowed my environments, my friends sometimes to influence my behaviors or my own thought process or decision making. And I think that you've always taught or instilled in me to be my own thinker, my own person. But I think that until I got to be in my 20s, that's when it got tested for real. Because it was no more blueprint. There were no more syllabuses or instructions. It was, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. You might feel this way is better. Your friends or people around you or the environment might be saying it this way. That don't make it right. And sometimes I'm learning that there is no right or wrong way. They're just different choices.
Yeah. For sure.
So I feel like I could have gotten that sooner instead of like beating myself up or stressing or not sticking to my own guns.
For sure.
That's what I could have gotten. I want to know, is there anything that your mama told? Did I ask you that? I asked you that already. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have any. I don't have an I want to know, but that's why we need y'all to write in below to the email and let us know what you want to know, because I feel like I'll be asking everything I want to know, and I want to know what y'all want to know.
And I want to know what y'all want to know.
Okay, so write us and let us know, and we will answer y'all questions. Okay. All right, guys, that has been another episode of Mommy and Me. Don't ever forget to catch a Mommy and Me Monday going live on my YouTube channel at 7 p.m. And, of course, you can catch the audio versions on Sunday, the day before they drop on YouTube, so you can listen to them on Sundays on Apple and Spotify. And, of course, you can catch up on all the episodes that you've missed on Channel 85, the app. Okay? Till next time, we see you later. Alligator. Not you. Peace.